How's it, everybody? Welcome back to Coral Reeches. It's Sanctum Gamer here, and we are back once again to continue expansion on this our beautiful rural slash farming community that we've started building. We've got our biggest town to date built over here. This is the town of Shepherd. And over here, we've got Springs, which is our current third biggest town. The plan is to have a slightly bigger town, probably here somewhere, that is going to sit between these two, and a nice big city that is going to sit over here. Now, in the last video, whilst we're building, I mentioned that I was going to redo this industrial area in a live stream, something that we did this past weekend. Well, I don't know when I'll be releasing this video, but yeah, probably one weekend ago. So we removed pretty much every single thing that was here, brought the landscape up a bit to near above the water line, and then we put down all of these breakwater rocks, or at least these boulders, to make it look like breakwater rocks, and then we built out the main industrial area. Using the Find It mod, we're able to place a couple of these sort of big warehouse buildings that you otherwise would not be able to. And I also managed to put down 2 dairy houses which are sitting over here. So if you look at it, we've got this asset that's sitting here. It doesn't look like it's getting any use whatsoever. My guess is that it's because it's not attached to a main building like the harbor or the cargo train terminal and things like that. So I'm not expecting it to get any use, but I think the big assets in the industrial space just makes it look so much better. So I decided to plug them down. Using Find It mod, we're able to basically find anything and be able to put it down. So the combination of the Find It mod and Anarchy allowed me to put down the 2 dairy houses, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, this is what the industrial area looks like. We put down a whole bunch of these assets sort of in the trees and bushes to make it look like either it's extensions of some of these buildings or they are old abandoned areas. So I've got it in like places like bushes and stuff like that. I've just got a couple of things that have been placed around, and these are really cool. If you get the Find It mod and you just search for decoration, you'll find, let's see if we can get decoration. You'll find all these assets that are meant to be used as extensions to industrial buildings. They really are cool. You prop them down almost like they are props, or you plop them down almost like they are props, and you just have so much versatility on how to use them. And I think that really adds a whole new element to the game for me. And of course, we've got a lack of high-skilled labor, something that is been a problem for a while now, and we're gonna address it very soon. I do not see myself spending too much more time before we get to building our main city over there. And I've decided the first thing that I'll start off with will be to get down things like the college, the university, and so on, so that we can start educating people to address this lack of high-skilled labor. Over on this side, we're getting a couple of high-rent complaints, but nothing too hectic. Our shops and commercial is finally starting to sort of even out, which is good. And since we started putting the actual game farmlands down, we have started, we've started producing our own things, which is nice. As a matter of fact, we even got a surplus in grain, so we're starting to make some income from that, as well as cotton as well, which is pretty good. So the others, we not really doing much, but the plan is to start extending out the farmlands a little bit more. And now that we in the outskirts, I'm going to be building more of these types of farmlands as opposed to the decorative ones, so that we can start getting more and more of the goods produced. What I want to do today is to build out a new town over here, and I want this town to take on a more European theme. So I plan on using more European assets than the North American ones. So I haven't really planned out the town or anything. All I know is that I want a settlement around this rail yard, and I might just extend it far into the spot and put just a smaller industrial area here, but I'm not 100% sure if I will do that, because to do that I will have to cross the railway line. Either I cross it here, or I cross it here, or I cross it from here. Either way, I'm gonna have to go across the railway line, and I need to figure that out. I also need to figure out a way to get a road from this main road into this town, because currently it's only connected by this tiny little dirt road over here, which, I mean, it's not the end of the world. I can simply upgrade this into a higher road type, and then, you know, the connection should be fine, which, looking at it, I might just do. But I might also connect something from this side and run a road along the river to connect up to it. I mean, there's just about enough space to be able to fit can I fit like a highway type road here? Yeah, looks like there's just about enough room to be able to do that. So we will have to see. I might actually even just extend the land out actually and just build something around it. I've got options as far as I'm concerned. So what we'll do is that we'll get a train track right here. Maybe let me bring it a little bit straighter, like over here. So we'll build a stop right on that side. We can get another one that goes all the way across, maybe like so, to about there perhaps, and then we can connect these up. And I think this then gives us a nice point to start with regards to laying the roads around the railway track. All right, so then we can have a stop over here, and I think the best way to do this is we'll get a road that is going to run right next to the train track this side. Actually, you know what, let's give it a little bit more room so that we have the space to put in, you know, an office or something that can look like the station terminal, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what these things are called. All right, so we have these in. Train will stop here. We'll get a couple of buildings in and around the space. Everything will revolve around this train station. That is the plan. And I think with a place like this, we can then start bending the road away and begin our development sort of in that direction. See, this is what I don't want. I don't like it when it decides to line itself up with something else, because then it breaks. Ugh, there it goes again. Straight line. There we go. That's better. So now that is straight. So then we can start sort of figuring out a road layout and stuff in and around the space. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to lay out roads all over this place to try and set the foundation of the town, and then we'll talk about the road layout, and then we'll get a building and zoning and everything, see if we can get this town done in this video. All right, let's take stock. We've built out a whole lot of roads and layout. I think the bulk of the core of the town is all laid out now. I think this is nice chaotic roads. Over here looks a little bit empty. I think I might want to just put an extra road or two just around here to give it just a little bit of life. Maybe bring this out all the way over here. Let's just get a slight road at a bit of an angle off of there and maybe get it a bit closer, and then we can just put a little let's turn that on. We can just put a little bend there we go. Alrighty, so this is the foundation of our town. It's all over the place, which is really what I wanted. I wanted the main roads to sort of bend through and do all kinds of weird funky things in between and not really have one set. Hopefully well, it's kind of obvious, but at least it doesn't just follow a straight grid. The idea is that the core of the town will be around here, so I'm centering this around a grid. We'll have some medium densities here, and then the vast majority of this is going to be low density housing, and then we're going to fill in some industry around this area. Over here, I really wanted the roads to cross the railway lines. It's something that I think adds to the look of the town overall. Oh, why is it saying slope too steep? Oh, it's because I used Anarchy over there. So let's just turn on Anarchy and let's cross the road over there. Cool. So we're gonna cross off into this area, and I'll probably have a tiny pocket of industry somewhere in the immediate vicinity of the rail yard, and then I'll probably put just some farmlands in and around that space. All around this area, I expect it to be mostly low density residentials, and then this will be our main commercial center, followed by all of the mid density housing and stuff. So what I want to do now is I want to get in a couple of amenities, I think that's the word, and service buildings and stuff like that. So the first thing that I want to put down is the cemetery, because I definitely want to get a cemetery in and around this space. So I thought I did consider putting the cemetery as part of the main town, but I decided let me rather move it out to the outskirts, and then this will supply this area, or at least it will make it easier for the town of Shepherd to be easily serviced with the deceased and stuff like that. So that I think should be a positive. I want to try and expand on it just a little bit. I'm actually not sure if I want to go too far with this expansions. Maybe, what is this, a Colosseum? Mausoleum. Okay, oh, my bad. Let's have 2 mausoleums over there. And is there any upgrade that actually a place of reverence and a set of walls for storing the cremated remains of the deceased? So none of these. Okay, capacity does add storage capacity. This adds attractiveness, and this adds absolutely nothing. So I like the idea of a little bit of capacity. So let's put that there. And then we'll probably do some, I don't know, I'll probably do something around here to get it to look a little bit funky when we do get to it. So we've got that. A thing I would like to get in this area as well is probably clinic. I think healthcare will be good. Yeah, because we are quite far from that town. So finding a place for a lot of these services when you've made everything so tiny is not so easy. But I guess here we go. We've got a spot right here that we can probably put, but I don't think it actually fits. If I turn off Anarchy, it doesn't fit because of this roundabout over here. If I turn this Anarchy back on and I put this down, what does it look like? It's not bad, right? It's not bad. It actually works out nicely. And am I able to extend? Yes, I can put a little bit of an extension on it, but I want to make sure that my land is decent. So right over here, I think we can just extend this out a little bit, and then I should be able to put that down there. Great. So now we've got our hospital or clinic that sits right next to the water. I think that will be beautiful. You sitting here, you can look out on the beautiful waterway. That will speed up recovery without a doubt. All right, I'm thinking if I should expand the ambulance with additional ambulances. For now, I will leave it. I don't think that is absolutely necessary. Then let's get a fire truck in, or firehouse. I think if I put the fire station or the firehouse over here in this corner, it's able to easily access all of this area as well as the industry. Whilst I was building the roads, a couple of these burnt down and the firehouses were not able to get you on time. So I'm thinking this corner can easily also cross the road or the rail yard and access these areas over here. So we will put the firehouse. Look at that. This entire area is just completely red. Wow, that is hectic. Let's put the firehouse right here in this corner. I think it can face this way. And this one will definitely have the upgrade on it. And lastly, house police coverage. So police all around this area is green. Wow. That I did not expect. I did not expect this whole area to be... Oh, it's because I've got a police station right here. All right, great. So one less big building that I have to worry about placing down. All right, then I think we've got all of the amenities down that I wanted to put in. I'm continuing with this thing of having water breakers just sticking out into the water. It's something that I want to become, or to be, very prevalent on this entire river. So I might even decide to come here and put something else in this area, maybe just enclosing this entire space. I think that would be pretty cool. I want to test out getting the train station in. I want to make sure that everything will extend out nicely. So let's get the integrated passenger stop. I'm not sure what distance I should be putting it on. I hope this is decent enough that it will not cause me any problems. Now the trains are going to come in on this line, so I might as well just allow them to stop. But because I want the town to be here actually, or the main town center to be there, let's put the stop on this side. So with that, I should now be able to, let me pause the game. I think I should be able to then just extend this one from here, give it a stop. Actually, let's extend you all the way out to over there. So that gives it a stop that side, I think. Yeah, that gives it a stop there. And over here, we can go ahead and add another stop over there. And now I should have it come straight. We still stop here and we go all the way through to this side. And hopefully we should have train stopping. Let's see if we'll get a train coming through. Alrighty, and there it comes. So it gets here, it crosses at the point of the intersection, which is quite alright. So the crossing is closed. It has stopped. I think I can move the... Okay, cool. So it did open whilst it had stopped. Great. So it doesn't completely stay closed. I think I can move this just a little bit further ahead. I don't know if this is something that Move It can do. Well, I guess Move It can't do that because it can't see it. Can I delete this integrated stop? Doesn't look like I can. So that's a bummer. Okay, but it's fine. We'll see exactly where I think the train ended up over here somewhere, so it's not the end of the world. All right, so the trains are running. We've got it already moving, which means that once we build out this entire area, we should be able to get a stop coming. We should be able to get passengers moving in via that stop. I think we'll start off by detailing out this place just a little bit so that passengers have a way in and out of the spot. Where is it? It's almost halfway in between. So let me just put a path right here so that we do not forget where it is, so people can come in and out. And then we'll just go ahead and then we're going to build a station type thing around it. So I just want to get this to line up nicely, and I think that's good. So hopefully, at the very worst, passengers should walk this way and join it over there. And maybe we might as well just put a a track, a path right here as well that allows them access into this. It's not straight. Okay, I think that is straight enough. Just in time for the next train to arrive. And yep, it's decent. I think that's a decent stopping point. Road is opened, and then we can just build a town all around this area. Awesome, people. Ooh, what in the world? What in the world was that? Okay, we have another train that has arrived. I want to see if it's going to do the exact same thing when it's time for it to depart. Because we cannot have that kind of funkadelic stuff happening. Hey, that was just too strange. All right, trainee, let's go. Okay, that's leaving perfectly fine. Maybe I caused a bit of confusion when I built this last path at the same time as the train being parked here. But all right, everybody, we are good. So everything is working out the way I had anticipated. Let us start building out this entire town. All right, so I want to take a quick break and check a couple of things because my mid density demand is quite low. So I'm having to transition very quickly into the low density with a plan that I'll come back and upzone some of these areas more into that style of housing. But what I was thinking I could do is I want to place an industrial building here, something that is big, that will create a lot of jobs, that will hopefully drive a little bit more of the mid-density demand. So I want to grab this and we're going to upgrade this to its fullest, its fullest upgrade. And then let's go ahead and, is this a two-way track? Yes. So let's then go ahead and basically hook this one up over there. And I think hooking this one up will also be quite interesting all the way over there. All right, cool. That works. So I'm gonna get rid of all of these over here and come on, there we go. And I think that's okay. Can't do anything about that one. Then what I want to do is let's grab a surface. I don't know why I'm typing surface. I should be grabbing a very specific one, but it doesn't really matter. And let me extend this one out over onto the side. All right, so that should cover up all of that space. That then allows me to put down a road somewhere along the side. So I want there to be some kind of a place here that, let me just turn off Anarchy so that trees don't just hang around. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plonk down one of these large, unique buildings. And I was thinking of the paper factory. It's nice and big. And this will allow me to have, or at least for it to create a ton of jobs, I think. And I mean, look at that. That's that large building sitting just behind this small town sort of gives that look or that history story that this town probably formed around this one large industry that kind of sprouted over here. And as a result of this tiny town kind of took shape. And it will explain why we also have the rail yard here, that perhaps there was lots of exports that were happening over here, and that's what led to this big industrial, growth or whatever it is. Then in and around the space, we'll put a couple of industrial buildings, we'll work a couple of rail lines in just to make it look like it's something. But yeah, I'm hoping that by putting this down, this is going to create, where is it? I'm pretty sure there was a thing here that showed you how many jobs it creates. But now I don't see it. Anyways, I'm hoping this is going to create a ton of jobs. And hopefully I should start getting some mid-density demand back. I hope that really is the case. But otherwise, we'll keep zoning. And as that demand starts to come back, we will go ahead and build or upzone some of those areas. Or perhaps this will be a good time to rather build a little bit of industry, because I do have a bit of industrial demand as well as commercial, and those two will create jobs anyway. So let me go ahead and do that, and then we will continue growing this town. Alrighty, so we've managed to grow our medium demand, which is awesome. We filled out this entire place for the most part with industry, using a lot of these decoration things that are found in the industrial buildings. So now, this is very interesting. This is actually a building. It's like a storage warehouse. This is actually quite cool. I didn't expect that to be the case. Anyways, I'm glad. This gives me a little bit of, something different. I think I'm going to put a whole bunch of cranes as well in here, which will make the place come alive a little bit more. But overall, I've filled this entire area in. We've got demand back. I think let me just tidy up the look in and around this area, and then we will continue the transitioning of continue building up this town. All right, everybody, I think we are done zoning this town. The game actually just crashed on me when I was building this area. Fortunately, thanks to autosave, I could just continue from here. So I had to redo this area, but at least it's not the end of the world. So yeah, as we start to move out from the main town, I am just trying to put down a few houses that seem to have like bigger lots and look a little bit better. But over here, this is our main outskirts, and as you can see, I went ahead and upzoned a lot of these places from the low density residentials to the mid density row houses. I think these look a lot better and give a slightly more European vibe to the town. Now the roads, I believe, are still too straight for European. Generally the European roads are a little bit more of an angle, but I think what I'll do is I'll probably reserve a proper European town build for that town all the way out there between the mountains, and then we can just be happy with this one looking sort of Europeanish. Now, one of the things that I like is I like the way the row houses line the street, and I think it's something that I want to carry out a little bit more. So places like here, I think I want to go ahead and upgrade these ones or build. Ooh, my trees are not going anywhere. Is that I want to put these all the way along this road. I think that will add to the vibe of the place. I think I want to get rid of some of these ones. So I think this is a low density house and commercial. In fact, I'm going to get rid of this as well because nobody really uses it, and zone all of these into mid density. And then over here, we've got a little park here. I think I'll get rid of this one and convert this also into that, and then get rid of this shop that's over here and convert this into also the row houses. And then I think overall that should have nice houses lining the street. Now Maple Street, I think it's a little too straight, but I think that's justifiable given that we've got the railway line right over here. One thing I'm considering is whether or not to zone along the side as well, because I think this will also add nicely to the overall look. But I think for here, maybe let me go for a slightly longer set of row houses, and I think that should be good. What I will do at some point is I'll probably just add, you know what, everybody, let's just do this now. Let's do this on camera, because I want to try and have a lot of spaces that look like they are, what's the word, designed for sitting and resting and that kind of stuff. So I want to cover places like this with these tile surfaces, and then we can just go ahead and put things like benches just along the sides of the houses. So maybe one over on, or maybe two over on this side. And generally what I like to do is to simply line the road with a couple of trees, or well, yeah, I use trees. The idea is that it gives the impression of planters along the sides of the road, which I think gives a very nice look and vibe to it. And then when I can, I find myself a fountain, and look at a couple of small ones. I plop one down over there. Let's plop one down over there. And then there's this other small one that is sort of squarish in design. I think this is also a pretty nice one. It doesn't look like a fountain, so it adds to the overall look of the place very, very nicely. And then we can just go ahead and sort of close off the entire area. And there we go. We've got a space that looks nice and cohesive. So yeah, overall, I love the way all of this has shaped out. Over here, the industry, I think, has also turned out very, very, very nicely. These props, I call them props, but these industrial decorations, I think just have added a whole element to it, that we can build a real yard that just looks really, really, really busy. and it just brings the whole place to life when you see things like that. I think I'm going to go ahead and extend some of these detailing items over onto this side, probably off camera, but I think these will all stand out very, very nicely in the cinematics. So yeah, overall everybody, I am super happy with the way everything has turned out. I think this is a beautiful new town to add to the region. It really is like a place built around industry, and it just makes this entire corner, this tiny little peninsula, nice and busy. It gives the rail yard a bit of life. It doesn't just sit there in the middle of nowhere. It's well integrated into the region as a whole, I think. And I think overall this is just very, very, very beautiful. So yeah, that's it everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. We've got a new town. If you've got a suggestion for a name and all that, let me know in the comments. It's definitely something that I will consider using for the town. Somebody gave me a suggestion for this name, but I forgot to deal with it in this episode, so we'll worry about it in the next one. If you enjoyed the content, everybody, please be sure to hit that thumbs up, give it a like, hit the subscribe button if you've been here a while and you haven't done so already, and share the content, hit that bell icon so you're notified whenever new content drops. Big shout out to all of my patrons and YouTube members for all the extra supports that you continue choosing to show the channel. It is truly, truly appreciated. As we get into the cinematics, I hope you enjoy scenes of this beautiful new town of ours, and I shall catch you all in the next one. Cheers!